Hello Reddit. I'm not sure if this is the right subreddit, but I really didn't want to meet that person, so here we go. A little context. My dad and I live together in our own multi-family home in Germany. My dad has a serious lung condition. His lungs produce and trap excessive amounts of mucus. The trapped amount is huge and keeps lungs from working correctly. It's pretty normal that he has to be picked up by an ambulance every 2 to 3 weeks because he can't breathe anymore. Last week, it was that time of the month. He couldn't breathe. I called an ambulance. He was brought to the closest hospital. Pretty normal for me because this happened at least 10 times in the last 6 months. So I went to bed after he got picked up on a Tuesday. I went to work the next morning and got a text from him that he has to stay for at least 2 more days, approximately Friday. Wednesday evening, I got home from work and played a match of Rogue Company when someone suddenly rang the doorbell. That's unusual because we never have unannounced visitors. I walked to the door and was about to press the door buzzer to open the main door when I heard, I believe, more than one voice directly in front of my door, so that someone just got past the main door. Weird. I asked in German, "Hello, who is it?" Silence for 3 seconds. Then a person who sounds like my father, but at the same time doesn't sound like my father, answers, "Mika, it's me. I forgot my keys. Open the door." I thought, okay, in that case, wait a minute. My dad never called me Mika, only Mickey, and there was that sarcastic tone in the voice. I didn't trust the situation. I called my father on his phone. If the person in front of my door was my father, his phone should ring, right? Right, it didn't. Big whoop. My father answered, and as I suspected, he was still in the hospital. Meanwhile, the 2 people on the other side of the door heard my phone call and started kicking my door. "Let me in, Mika. It's your daddy. Let me in." Thank God that door's reinforced. After I threatened them with calling the police and having a big ass knife in my hand, they left. I heard their footsteps running down the staircase. I rushed to the window facing the street to check if I can see a car or a license plate. Nothing. Just a few footsteps in the distance. They never came back. What's weird is they knew my name and that my father wasn't home despite his car standing in the driveway. Shit was hitting the fan when a buddy reported something similar. We called the police. Investigation in process. So, I was about 13 or 14 when this happened. I had been in a really dark place mentally, and I met this guy through Tumblr. He told me his name was John, and he thought I was really pretty, and ran a cool Tumblr. He used pictures of this super generic emo guy, and my teen heart was hooked. We'd talk for days and nights, and at one point, I told him the town I lived in. Because my parents worked late, I'd get home from school and usually be by myself at home. And I'd sit in the living room, which had this big window facing the street. If you looked in, you could see people and the TV and stuff, and I always kept the curtains open for light. So about 2 weeks after John and I were talking, I'd noticed this white sedan drive slowly past my house at least once a day, usually right after I got home from school. I also noticed that whenever I was watching something and texting John, he'd find a way to bring the show into conversation. I didn't think much of it at first, because usually it was shows I reblogged on my page before. That was until I started watching Pretty Little Liars on ABC Family. I hadn't posted or reblogged anything about the show, and then John started bringing it up, and I thought it was really weird. When I asked him about it, he said I just seemed like the type of girl who watched it, so I dropped the issue. Fast forward 2 weeks, and I'm with some friends at a nearby park. I wasn't having a good day, so we decided to hang out and do photo shoots or whatever. So we're walking around, and I turn my head and boom, there's a white sedan. Except it's closer, and I can see the person in it. It's this older guy, maybe in his 20s, just watching us. I got really uncomfortable, but I didn't bring it up, and then my friend suggested that we go to the playground, which is right next to the parking lot. But at this point, none of my friends knew about the issue, and I wanted to seem cool, so I went along with it. We dicked around on the playground for a bit when I noticed the guy in a white sedan get out of his car and walk towards us. My middle school brain is trying to rationalise that this can't be the same sedan that kept sitting outside and driving past my house, and maybe the guy was just watching his kid or something. I wish that were the case. I went over to the water fountain to grab a drink, and the guy comes up to me. Guy. Hi there. Hi. Guy. You're... He said my Tumblr handle, right? My blood went ice cold. Me. Yeah, who are you? He smiled at me, this really wide grin. I'm John. I came to see you in person. You told me the town you lived in and how you wish we could meet. Listen, I gotta get back to my friends, I said. No. Why don't we take a drive? We can go to McDonald's, he said. He grabbed my arm at this point, and I think one of my friends had noticed because she came up to us, and the John guy released me and started to back up. My friend said, Hey Lizzie, Mum said we gotta head home. Dad's home and he had a long day. I nodded and walked away with her. My whole group of friends crowded me as we headed back to my house. I never told my parents what happened that day. None of my friends did either. None of us wanted our Tumblrs exposed, and we thought we'd get in trouble for what happened, even though I was the only one at risk. When we got home, I blocked John and reported the account, thanking my friends for saving me. It's scary what could have happened if they hadn't been there, and I don't think the story would have had a happy ending. Alright, so I did want to clear up a few things here about what I've seen commented. I ended up having a long talk with my mum about the situation, and while I didn't have any records of the Tumblr interactions, I did have the login to the Snapchat account I made to talk with him, and just realised that while typing out this story, I never mentioned the Snapchat bit. We'll get back to that later. She didn't think we'd actually get anywhere really with the police, but we went anyway. We filled out some paperwork, but the man we talked to said that because the account the stalker had used had blocked me, and I didn't have much other proof, as well as the other friends at the time not being able to report as witnesses, there wasn't much they could do. There is a record of the incident, however. I posted this mid-breakdown because I had a flashback to the event and had to get it out, and forgot to mention the Snapchat interactions. It was mostly the same as the Tumblr interactions, except I didn't hide my location on Snapchat. It showed my town, street name, etc. That's why the stalker was able to come so close to me so quickly. All of my information was pretty much out there for the taking. Trust me, I'm on ghost mode, and forever will be on ghost mode on Snapchat. I hope this has cleared a few things up. Thanks for convincing me to go to the police. I hope I helped someone somewhere. I really want to thank the author for giving me permission to narrate this story. This is one that I really feel could help a lot of people because your privacy settings are so important on your social media, and you never really know who you're talking to out there, especially if you don't know them or if you don't know them that well. So this story really highlighted to me how it's so important to just go to your settings, put yourself on ghost mode on Snapchat, or just enable your privacy settings so only your close friends can see it. Also, it's good to let someone know where you are at all times, especially, for everyone, but especially for the female listeners that I have. I want to make that a good, I really want to get that point out there because I've heard of so many of you telling me about how you've been followed by creepy guys or whatever, and I know it happens both ways around, but I think for the most part it happens to females. So I just want to put out there, let someone know where you are, share your location with someone that you trust and that can look after you, if you know what I mean. Not look after you, but you know what I'm saying, just look out for you. That's what I'm trying to say, look out for you. So I would recommend that. This is what I do with my girlfriend and my mum. So I've got this app, I think it's called Life 360, and basically you can share your location with someone and have a little circle so you can see where they are, how fast they're going, how much charge they've got on their phone, so at least if anything happens, you don't get a reply, you know where they are. So I'd recommend that you guys get that. I think it's better than Find My Friends on iPhone, but this is something I really think is a good thing to download. Just let people know where you are, male and female, especially if you're going out somewhere, if you're going to a rough part of town or whatever, let people know where you are. So I want to say thank you to the person who let me narrate this story. I really appreciate it. It was from That's a Cool EAF. Oh, That's a Cool Leaf. That wasn't the best way to say it, but yeah. Thank you very much for letting me narrate your story, and I really think it puts across a good message. So make sure you guys go and keep yourself safe and put your safety and security settings on. Anyway, on to the next story. Years ago, my family and my family's friends would go camping at some cabins in Lake Placid, New York. Despite what happened that weekend, that campground holds very fond memories for me that I will cherish forever. The incident happened 4th of July weekend. My family was grilling, and me and my friends, children at the time, were running around and playing cops and robbers. While we played, the campground owner came over to my parents and offered to pay for some food. My parents, being nice, gave him food and a beer for free. Eventually, the owner overstayed his welcome and was asked to leave by my friend's dad. This angered him, and he took off his shirt and tried to fight him. We were not aware that he was an alcoholic and already drunk when he asked for food and beer. They eventually got him to leave, and he came back, this time with a rifle. As me and my friends played, he walked around drunkenly, tried to load a rifle. One of my friends, being an innocent kid, walked over to him and asked what he was doing. The owner said, "I'm going to show your dad something." One of the adults saw this and rushed over. My friend's dad took the rifle from his hands and threw it across the parking lot, screaming at him that there were kids around. At this point, I knew something bad was happening, and I rushed all my friends inside our cabin. At this point, my dad called the police and was recording the whole thing. The police eventually came and arrested him for the night, while the campground owner tried to claim he never had a rifle while saying on video, "Give me my rifle." The police came back the next morning and let us file a temporary restraining order while we stayed the weekend. While this is an incident my family laughs at from time to time, I can't help but wonder what would have happened if he had gotten that rifle loaded. So to the campground owner, let's not meet. So, my fiance and I have been on the lookout for a kitten to accompany our 3-month-old kitten we have already. We searched and searched until one day he said to me, "Let's look on Craigslist." So I did. We found the perfect one, but the only problem was it was 2 hours and 30 minutes away from our home. I inquired about it at around 10:30 PM. I know it was late, but I almost immediately got a response. She sounded very nice over text and asked to see where I live so that she would feel settled about the kitten living with us. She also insisted on going to their house. I know, I should just dropped it. At the time, I thought nothing of it. So I sent them a video. We set up a time for the next day to meet. The next day came. I wasn't going to take my fiance, but he insisted on coming with me because he wanted to be my protection, because Craigslist is sketchy. So we drove 2 hours and 30 minutes on our way there. As we were on our way, I was texting this girl that we would get there on time, and she responded, "Great, see you then." We arrived to the home, me in the driver's seat and my fiance in the passenger seat with the window down. I texted the girl and got no response. I called and got no response. I ended up calling 5 times and texting in the course of an hour, and no response. I went up to the house and knocked on the door. Nothing. There was a car in the driveway, but no response from the number or the door. We got there at 6:30 and waited until almost 8. Nothing. The neighbour came out asking what was wrong. I said I'm here since I inquired about a kitten, and she said, "A kitten?" I said, "Yeah, it was an ad on Craigslist." She said, "No one has kittens in this home though." I showed her the ad, and she said, "Oh, I know them. They're very sketchy people, and they don't even own any cats. I just helped them move their furniture yesterday." So I said, "Well, on the ad it says they have to get rid of their kittens since a new place doesn't allow pets." So the neighbour said, "That's impossible, I have a dog, and so does the neighbour the next door over." I immediately found this creepy, and assumed the neighbour was also in on something since it was too creepy and I was feeling anxious. I thanked her and left along with my fiance. Literally immediately when we pulled out of the street, I got a text from the girl saying, "I'm just now getting your messages. Something must be wrong with my phone. Did you still want the kitten or no?" I didn't answer, and we headed back home. What I don't understand is, they didn't get any money from me, but they asked me to show up not knowing my fiance would be with me. I had a bad feeling about it. What did they want from me? Hello everyone, hope you're alright. This is the part of the video where we just have a chat. It's been a while actually, and you know, weirdly enough, I haven't actually recorded the stories for this video. At this current time, obviously you've heard the stories already, but I haven't recorded them. This is my first time recording in like a month because I've been so busy with my exams. And I'm not gonna lie to you, the reason I'm recording this part now, because I cannot be bothered to record them stories. I won't lie, I'm always honest with you, aren't I? And I cannot be bothered, but I'm going to sit here and do it because I need to get it done. And I want to... The thing is, I love the end product of a video. I love interacting with all of you. But I have days where I just cannot be bothered to record. It's because I just mess up all the time. Like, I just keep making mistakes. And I'm worried that it's been like a month since I recorded, so I'm going to balls it right up. And I just can't be bothered. I can't bother for the hassle, but... I want to make a video. I want the... Do you know what it is? And I suppose probably no other narrators talk about this stuff really, but I don't like recording. It's very rare that I enjoy recording, but I love the end product, if you know what I mean. It's sort of like, do you like if you go to the gym and you're working on something, but you don't really want to be working on it, but you feel better after you've done it, and you know that it's going to benefit. Like, you feel good afterwards, don't you? That's how I feel about recording sometimes. Like, I don't always enjoy it, but then when I've done it, I feel like, oh, I like that. That was good. I'll do that again. Do you know what I mean? It's weird. It's like, because, do you know what? I'm just honest with you, like, so I might as well like talk about it because I waffle here anyway. I do like recording, right? I love doing stories, but it's not a passion for me. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's something I do. It's like a little side hobby that I like recording, but it's not a passion. It's just something that I enjoy to do. But the thing I get out of it most is the interaction with you lot, and that's the part that I love. Like, I love seeing your comments on it. I like seeing how you're all doing. You get people that come back regularly. Like, you know, it's just really, really nice. You know, you've got like a few of you on here. Like, I don't know if you'd want me to say your names actually, but there's you know who you are, you guys, and it's really nice that you guys come back all the time. If you're happy with me mentioning you guys, you know, just not your full names, just like your usernames or your handles or whatever, then let me know, because I'd like to use your names and stuff and talk to you directly over this sort of outro thing that I do. It'd be nice. But yeah, let me know. But yeah, that's my favourite part, is just talking to you lot. And I know that I do waffle on a lot at the end of these videos, and I don't know why. I ran up the stairs and I feel out of breath, so if I'm breathing and sniffing a lot, it's because I'm out of breath because I ran up the stairs, which doesn't bode well for me, does it? But yeah. Also, I bought some anti-reflective glasses and stuff because I get headaches when I do these recordings. I've said this before, so I bought these like cheap, like £10 things. I know it's probably not good because I paid like £10 for them, but I don't want to spend loads of money on stuff like that, and I don't have loads of money, but I don't want to spend loads of money anyway. Especially not on glasses. So they're like £10, and they're like anti-blue light, they're like anti-glare, UV protection, all that. So like, they look like normal glasses though. Like, you probably, by me saying all that, you probably think they're like massive, like bifocal, like milk bottles, but they're not. They're just like normal glasses. But yeah, I'm gonna see if they work anyway, so I'll know by the end of this if they do work. I don't know why I'm looking at my screen, because I'm only recording. I'm gonna turn the brightness off. 1 second. There's no point in me having these on at the moment. That's better. But yeah, how have you guys been anyway? What have you lot been up to? Do you know, in England, the weather was absolutely crap for like, well, for the whole year pretty much. But the last few days, it has been boiling. So it's been quite nice. And yeah, so I'm hoping to get out a bit later on. Just do something. I like going for walks. I've got some fields near me, and I just go for a walk in the field sometimes because it's really nice there. It's just relaxing. What else can I talk to you lot about? Do you know, it's been so long since we've done this. It's just, I've got to try and remember what I have and haven't said. Basically, yeah, so I've had my exams and I'll find out the results soon, so I'm hoping I pass them because I can't bother to do it again. I just feel exhausted, honestly. Like, I always say that uni is easier than going to work, right? But I would probably rather go to work than have the exam period, because I just feel drained. I know you're more tired after work, and work is harder than uni. I don't care what anyone says, work is more difficult, but the mental drain when you've got exams, you just feel like, ugh, just can't be asked to do anything. That's how I've been feeling. That's why there hasn't been a video sooner, but there is one now, and I'm getting back on it. I promise you guys, I'm getting back on the videos. I am going to upload more regularly. It's like I need to do, and I'm going to do. I'm going to upload this one. I don't know when. I mean, I'm recording this on the Wednesday, but I'll try and get this out. Hopefully, it won't be today. I've got to do too much editing. Maybe tomorrow, maybe the day after. But yeah, and then I'm going to get back on it, get asking permission for stories and gathering up stories and narrating more and doing more and uploading different things. And I do really want to do that. And so that's what's going to be happening. It's just been difficult recently. I want to do some more charity stuff too, because I don't know if some of you guys know that I donate to like a head injury charity, and I've still been doing that. I donate about £10 a month to that. Just something I like to do, because I don't have loads of money, but do you know when, like, if you feel like it's nice to do your bit, if you know what I mean? It just makes me feel better, like knowing I'm helping a charity. And I want to help more charities, but I just need to look into them more. So if any of you know any good ones, just put them in the comments, because I like looking into it, and then like, whenever I feel like it, I'll just, donate to a different one, or, you know what I mean? Like, I just like, it makes me feel better. I just like doing that. I think the thing I've noticed recently is it's important to be a nice person. I know I'm a nice person, but it's something that I know is massively important, because I feel like there's a lot of like fronting with people at the moment. I don't know I don't know if it's just a social media thing, but it's always, everyone's bragging and doing little subtle brags, and everyone's got to outdo each other. But for me, I don't care about it. Like, my channel was doing really well, for example, like 2016 sort of 2017 sort of time. It's not doing as well now, but I'm still happy with what I've got. Do you know what I mean? If a few thousand of you watch these videos, I'm happy. It's nice to get that, because when you get to like more than 2,000-3,000 views on a video per video, you get a lot of interaction with it. So from that point onwards, and that's really nice. But you also, when you get to a point where you get too many views, like I've had videos before that get like 1 million views and 2 million views, you get the hate. People start just being nasty, and it's like people think that you're like, with my top fives, people think like I'm purposely putting, like, say for example, if I get something slightly wrong, that I'm like it's like as if the news made a fake story or something. Like, I'm not meaning to make a mistake. Do you know what I mean? I do research things, and not everything's always going to be perfectly accurate, because I'm researching new topics to me as well. But I try to make it as accurate as I possibly can. But then you get all these people that sort of just hate on it when you get to that point, and it's like, I would rather get less views, honestly. I would rather just, like, what I've got now, I'm so happy with. Like, a few thousand every video, I love that. I really do. Like, if I'd say my ideal, just for like the levels of interaction you get, would be between 3,000 and 10,000 views per video. That would be my ideal. That if I could stay at that level, I'm so happy with that. I don't need any more than that. If I could just get that consistently forever, doing this, interacting with all of you, and then, 'cause that's the main thing for me, is the interaction with you lot and the nice comments. And I find that around that level, you get the nicest people, because they like stick around with you. So if I could get that, I would love it. I don't want 1 million views a video. I really don't. No, I just thought about it then. I genuinely don't want that. Like, and you don't get the interaction with people because there's too many comments and you can't see them. Even at the moment, I struggle with, because I've got quite a lot of videos. So, I struggle to see every comment, and I feel bad if I'm talking to one of you and I reply and then I forget to reply back, or I don't see it because it's just so much. But I try to look as much as I can, and yeah, I love that sort of interaction I get with you lot. So what I'm most happy about, because you get channels that like do the same thing as me, like the horror narrations, but they've got like over 700,000 subscribers. They get like hundreds of thousands views per video, and there's no interaction there. It's a complete business for them, which is fair enough, you know. If you can do it, then why not? But at the same time, there's no interaction with, is there? Like, how can you interact with that many people at once? It's just not possible. And people don't know you online. Like, you guys don't know me, but I feel like you know me a lot better than you know the bigger channels, because I talk to you and we have this sort of interaction now at the end of a video. And I'm so glad I've started doing this, because it makes you guys know me better. I know you better because you talk to me more, and like there's more you can say, and I just enjoy it, you know. I don't know how I even got on this tangent here. Like, I don't know, like, because I honestly don't watch other horror channels either. Like, I know of them and I'm friends, not friends, say loosely, like, I get on with other horror channels, but I don't really talk to any of them, because like I'm in this like group chat on Twitter with loads of horror narrators, and I don't know if it's specifically for certain channels or whatever, but I'm in that one, and they probably don't even know I'm there, because I literally don't talk. I've been in there for like 3 years and I haven't said a word. But I hate all this YouTube drama and stuff you get, and you get people saying, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that, and then you get like people going, oh, that you can't put this word in your title or your tags, or you get demonetized, or don't get put in search. I haven't been put in search for years, so I don't really care. It'd be nice to put in search a little bit more, but you know, people are like, oh, don't put this word in your thumbnail, and it's like, oh, bollocks, I don't care. This video will probably get shit views because I've just said shit and bollocks, and I'll say shit and bollocks again because I don't really care. As long as I get, like I said, 3,000 or so, just don't care. Like, it's nice just to have the interaction. I just want to be nice to people as well, like, and I want nice people to talk to me. Like, I feel like I've grown up a lot as well since I've started doing YouTube, so I mainly do this sort of stuff now, and I want to be as good as a person as I can, and it makes me feel good, you know, because I've never been a horrible person, and I don't like people being nasty to me. I don't want to be nasty to people. I've never been a nasty person, so I just want to get on with people and have nice interactions, especially on here, because it makes me feel good. And you know, it's nice to hear, like, I've had comments, people saying that these videos have helped them with, like, you know, anxiety and depression and suicidal thoughts, and you know, different conditions, PTSD and something. Like, I'm not saying I'm bloody cured them, but you know, they said it's gone some way to helping them, and I can get that because there's certain podcasts and stuff I listen to, and it really, really helps me with like anxiety and stuff like that. So I can completely understand it, and it's just such a nice feeling, isn't it, when people say stuff like that, rather than like the difference between how it makes you feel when you get a comment that says like that, it sticks with you, rather than someone says, oh, you silly, which I'm not gonna say that word, you silly, you know what, like, you messed up this word and you got this wrong and that's fake, and you think, oh, just piss off. Do you know what I mean? Like, and especially with my top fives, like when I do top fives, I've said this hundreds of times as well, I am not claiming these videos to be true. Like, I've said that like in so many of the videos, like, I'm not saying it's real, but this is what it is, this is what people say it could be, this is what I think it is, this is what it might not be. But then you get people go, ah, bloody fake that, tell you what, that's disgusting, and you think, I'm just presenting you the video and explaining what it is. I'm not saying it's real, I didn't take the video, I'm just explaining the facts to you. But people think I'm like bloody putting forward this video as if it's my own masterpiece or something. It's like, no, I'm just explaining what it is because I found it interesting. But I don't really like making top fives that much, to be honest, anymore. Too much hassle. So yeah, I just like doing narrations nowadays, and it makes me feel better. Like, one second, I've got my tea down here. I made a tea and I haven't even had any. There we go. Bit of PG tips. Actually, no, that's Yorkshire tea. I'll tell you that for a start. Entertain yourselves for a minute. Oh, sorry. Tell you what, I make a good bloody tea. I really do make a good tea. I think I've said to you before how I make my tea, so I'm not going to go into that. That'd be painful, wouldn't it? Imagine I start waffling on about how I make a bloody tea. I do make a good one, so don't worry about that. I've waffled on for ages, but I feel like we haven't spoken so long that I just want to talk. And I'm sitting in my bed doing this, so it's just so much nicer. I normally sit at a chair, my back starts to hurt and everything. So I'm sitting in my bed, like, no top on, laying in. I'm literally lying like flat at the moment. I couldn't be in a more lazy position if I tried. Like, I say I'm sitting, I'm literally like laying, my neck's like curled upwards towards the mic. I mean, the next thing would be to call someone in and get them to hold the mic in front of me, because that's how lazy I'm being at the moment. I'm going to have to sit up when I do the recordings though. But you know, I'm going to sit up now. 1 second. Feel a bit more presentable. But yeah, it's too hot in my house at the minute. So that's the plan, is to sit up properly, sit up straight, do the recordings I know I need to do, get on with it, and then upload this video, and then I'll be happy. But yeah, what else have I done recently? I feel quite happy at the moment, because actually, you know what, but that doesn't make me fucking happy. I'll tell you one thing that doesn't make me happy: my poxy car. Oh, this nightmare. It keeps going wrong now. Like, it's been so good for so long, and everything ballses up at once with it. So I'm looking at new cars, but why are cars so... I know I sound like a right cheapskate, and I am cheap, but why are cars so expensive? It's a bit of metal and some chairs and an engine. How can it cost that much? Like, I look at some cars like, oh, that's nice, and they're like, it's £10,000, and I think, well, I can't get that one then, can I? My car costs literally about £1,000, like 1,000, probably £900. Like, I'm not spending 10 grand on a car. Not that I could spend 10 grand on a car if I wanted to, because I can't. But even if I had the money, I'm not spending 10 grand on a fucking car. You should get a bloody plane for that. That's what I think. But I'm trying to look at like cheap, reliable cars, and that is like the impossible task at the moment, because everyone's like, this car falls apart when you go over 10 miles an hour. So I think I don't want that. But I end up with like some Wright Brothers looking plane or something like really weird, because how cheap I am. But yeah, that's what I'm doing. I need to sell my car before it disintegrates. And someone went into my wing mirror the other week. That's annoying, because I live down a busy road, because where I live, it's like classed as London, so it's a bit busy at times. And even though it's not London, it's still classed as London, so it's like it gets all the traffic from London. And someone's gone and absolutely decimated my wing mirror, haven't they? So I'm holding it on at the minute with duct tape, old Gorilla Glue down the sides and duct tape, keeping my wing mirror on temporarily while I get a new car, pretty much. So it's going well, as you can imagine. The old 2002 wagon, you know. But yeah, I was just saying how happy I'm at the minute, but I'll start waffling about things that piss me off. I am happy at the moment. I'm still anxious and stuff, but I'm generally happy. I've started going to the gym again, but yeah, no, it was yesterday I started going to the gym again. I just been exhausted recently, so I just haven't been bothering. And I know that's not a good thing, so I need to bother to go to the gym. I need to make effort, but I just haven't been recently, really. But yeah. What else can I talk to you lot about? Oh, do you know what annoyed me? Oh, why do I talk about things that annoy me? Do you know what I'm just going to say anyway? But Primark, I don't think you have that shop in America. Primark, there are queues outside of Primark. And Primark's a good shop, right? You get clothes for really cheap in there. But that's all it is, just cheap clothes. And the people are queuing for like an hour to get in there. And I think, when you quickly go up, these shirts I buy in Primark, right? They're plain white ones, plain black, plain grey ones. These are the ones I like to wear, right? They cost a whole whopping £2, yeah? So if you're in America, that's probably about $3. So as you imagine, they're pretty good quality. But I like them, right? People are queuing for like 2 hours at night as well to get into this shop. And I think, just wait until it's empty. Just wait till it's not busy. Do you know what I mean? Like, for sake of a shirt, you can wait a day until like it's not bank holiday or something, can't you? And go in when it's not busy, or just go a bit earlier. Because I don't know how you can get in there. It's so hot, that shop as well. But yeah. What else can I talk about? I don't know. I've got some stories ready to narrate, and I need to narrate them. I'm thinking about them right now. I know what ones they are too. And they're actually quite good, I think. So you can tell me, can't you, if you think these stories are alright. If you think they're crap, then tell me. But I thought it was alright when I was reading them. But yeah. What else have I got this news? There isn't much news. A lot of people have asked me if I like about like the people that I talk to on YouTube, and like I say, I don't really. The ones I talk to the most, and that's not often, Multimedia. I like Multimedia. The Burke, good guy. Good Night Goosebumps. Celestial Nor sometimes. My brother, obviously. But yeah, I don't really talk to anyone, to be honest with you. People ask me to like collaborate with the bigger channels, and not that I could anyway, but I don't really want to. I just like collaborating with my friends. Like, I really don't care about popularity and that. I just really don't. Like I say, I'm happy with what I've got, and that's what I've been working on recently, just being happy with where I am and what I've got, because otherwise you're never going to be happy, are you? When you think about it, like, what's the point in thinking like, oh, I really want to get to, like, this is how I used to think as well. I don't think like this anymore. Like, I used to think, oh, I really want to get to 100,000 subscribers. Then when you get to 100,000 subscribers, which you've absolutely worked your bollocks off for, you think, I want to get to 200,000 subscribers, and you're never just happy with where you are. And like, this goes for anything in life, like even like 250,000, I'm not even there. I don't really care if I get there or not at this point. Like even with, you know, like, think about where you are now, wherever you are in your life. Like, you have, what the fuck is happening outside? What the fuck was that? Did you hear that? I don't know if you got that. My mic picked that up. I don't know what that was, but yeah. What was I saying? Yeah, think about wherever you are in your life at the minute, and then just think, you've got to, even if you obviously you want to always progress, but at the same time you really need to look around and think like, I'm happy with what I've got here. Like, think about the things you have got rather than what you haven't, because that's what I don't always do enough, and I think I'm getting better at that. Like, at the minute I'm sitting here talking to you lot. I never had that years and years ago, sitting there having a conversation with people that I think like me and what I do and appreciate it. That's what I've been told anyway. I don't know if that's always true, but I appreciate the people I'm talking to. You know, I love talking to you guys, and you guys, like, it's almost like having like a friend, like a pen pal friend. So I've got that. I'm sitting in my bed. I've got my tea. I'm quite content with that. There's things I want to do in my life, obviously, but at the moment, right in this very moment right now, I'm quite happy. You know, everything's good for now, you know, and I think that's quite an important thing to have in your life, really. So I don't know, I've been trying to listen to like music that makes me happy too. Like, I really like old music, like 50s and 60s, and I listen to that and I find it quite relaxing. You know, just trying to enjoy things more, you know, just enjoy the moment more, which is always very difficult to do, especially when you're like me and your brain goes 100 miles an hour all the time, and you can't, you're like scatterbrained and like everything's whizzing through your head. But sometimes when you can, it's nice just to think, like, just go for a run and enjoy going for a run, not thinking about what that run's going to do for your health, or, you know, the muscle you're going to gain or whatever. Just think about enjoying the run. And that's what I'm doing at the minute, I think. I'm trying to, anyway. I love doing this little talk at the end. Like, I know probably no one's listening at this point, so it doesn't really matter anyway, but it's quite nice. I'm just sitting in my room, talking, like, sort of getting things off my chest in a way, but at the same time just having a conversation. And it's just quite nice, isn't it, really? Well, for me it is. But if you guys are at this point, I'm probably going to stop this in a second because I do need to record them stories, and I'm sitting in my bed and I'm getting tired. So I end up falling asleep and snoring on the end of the video. So if this video is about 5 hours long, 3 hours it'll probably be me snoring because I've just waffled on for so long I've fallen asleep. But yeah. Right, I'm going to end this before that actually happens. So if you're at this point of the video, say it's got to be something very random, isn't it? So no, it's not just anything. Put your glasses on, your reflective glasses on, you young lobster. Alright, see you later. Bye.